Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to go over the maintenance on my 6.0 over the last 2 years. And I will tell y'all right now, it's a big one. But I guess let's get right on into it. So on the 6.0 here, I know there's a couple things on here that I have missed, and I will kind of add those in here in a minute, because I know exactly what I spent on those couple things. But just wanted to show y'all this. The truck starts up perfectly, just like that. And you can see the truck is dead cold. You know, it's probably about 70 degrees right now. Thing just fires right up, and honestly now it fires up better than it did when I bought it. So we have made improvements there. Now I will say there's a couple things on this list I didn't add in there because they're not fixed yet, being the AC system. So on the AC system, we did a compressor, we did a new evaporator, we did a new orifice tube, we did a high pressure switch, low pressure switch, a relay, actually 2 relays, a fuse, charged the system, replaced some stuff up here on the front, and it still doesn't work. So if I had to guess, that's probably close to $1,000 or so worth of parts. Probably somewhere in there, with everything, you know, kind of combined. Maybe not quite 1,000, but pretty close. Actually, I will look it up right now, and I will actually tell y'all. Okay, so I looked everything up just to be 100%. Again, we replaced the AC compressor with the clutch, the accumulator, I believe they call that, 2 relays, the fuse. I don't know why we replaced the fuse, but we replaced the fuse. We replaced the high pressure switch, the low pressure switch, and some O-rings on the condenser itself. Couldn't find the O-rings, but you know, they're just O-rings. All that stuff totals up to $500, and then again the O-rings. I don't remember what we paid for those. So $500 for that. So we can add that in if y'all want to. I don't care, but I wasn't going to, because it still doesn't work, and that's also not including charging it. That's probably another $50 to $100 right there, being as we have everything. But you know, buying the PAG oil itself, buying the Freon, and all that, so probably another $50 to $100 right there. So we'll just call it $600 with the O-rings. So on this truck, we have put 30,000 miles on the truck. As you can see there, 236,905. I bought the truck, had 207,262. So, I mean, we're right at 30,000 miles. So 30,000 miles. We have, you know, oil changes, fuel filters. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Hubs, okay, hubs. Had an ink pen down there. The breakdown, we'll go over that. Fuel filter cap, cab bushings, and that's supposed to say brakes. This is what happens when I try to write on a piece of paper with a pen on the back of my hand. But oil changes. So for this truck, I run Rotella, I believe it's T4, I think, if I remember correctly. I buy it in 5-gallon buckets, because this truck takes just under 4 gallons of oil, 15 quarts to be exact. It's cheaper to just buy a 5-gallon bucket of oil, and just, you know, you just have extra. So one day I will have a free oil change, because I'll have enough oil in the shop for a whole oil change. But 5 gallons of that oil is $62. And then Motorcraft filters, because that's all I run in this thing is Motorcraft filters. The Motorcraft filters themselves are 23 bucks, 24 bucks, something like that. And all these prices are without tax included, because I know sales tax is different everywhere, you know, shipping, all that stuff. So this is all without shipping or taxes or anything like that. So in the 30,000 miles, we've done 4 oil changes. We just did one. We did one early, so we're not going to have to do one again until we hit that 7,500 miles. But we do one, like I said, every 7,500 miles on this truck. That's what I was told to do, so that's what we're doing. So for four oil changes at roughly $86 a piece, it's $344. Fuel filters, we change every other oil change. So we've done 2 fuel filter changes for 120 bucks. Hubs, we've only put one in so far, but we need to replace the other one. The hubs were 345 bucks. We will skip the breakdown. The fuel filter cap, as y'all know, I did put a billet fuel filter cap on this thing because the OEM plastic one was cracked. And I need to get a billet oil filter cap too, because I need the shorter one. Right now this truck has the tall cap in it, and trust me, I have heard plenty about oil filter caps, so I need to get one of those sometime or another. Cab bushings were 155 bucks. We did the install here at the house on those. I have a video on that if you want to go check those out. I have a video coming up on hubs. I have half of it filmed. The other half is going to be when we do this side. Probably when we install the lift and all that other stuff. And then brakes. Front brakes, $62. They didn't really need replaced, but they do, if you know what I mean. So, without the breakdown, $1,074, and then you add 600 bucks for our AC stuff. And then the other thing that I was talking about, carrier bearing and U-joints. So for carrier bearing and U-joints, I spent I think it was 150 bucks for those couple things. So let's see, we add 750 onto this. We got what, 1824 or something like that. And then with the breakdown. So the breakdown, as y'all remember, that was what, 4 months of I didn't have a very good time with this thing. So what had happened, and that's also not including tows, 2 tows in there. One of them was 50 bucks, the other one's on roadside assistance. But, and that's also not including keys, whatever, here's what it is. So on this thing around mid-November, this truck did break down on me going down the road. Funny enough, the first drive after we did carrier bearing and U-joint, so that wasn't a good week. But thing did break down on me. It's like it died just like you shut the key off. I have a bunch of videos documenting that if you want to go check those out. But essentially what we did, and with wiring issues, all you can do really is read data, or that's all I'm capable of doing. That's all I'm smart enough of doing, and making decisions based upon that. So we got home, hooked it up on the scanner, and it showed a cam position sensor fault, or the circuit fault. So we put a new cam sensor in it, cleared that code, still the same thing. We put a crank sensor in it, still the same thing. We did a pigtail to the cam sensor, same issue. We did batteries because we thought those could be an issue. We changed the fuel filters because we thought that might have been an issue because we had gotten some bad fuel earlier. So we thought maybe there's just some junk in the fuel filters. We changed those. I mean, we changed a bunch of stuff. We probably shouldn't have, but they're all replaced now. So, hopefully, we shouldn't have to worry about stuff. All Motorcraft stuff, except for the IPR. The IPR, we just got what we could find, and that was good. New oil pressure switch, because we bent the pins when we replaced the wiring harness. New wiring harness, new computer, new FICM, and it ended up being the wiring harness, computer, and FICM. I was told what could have been the possibility was that the wiring harness shorted out and fried the PCM and the FICM. Could be, whatever. So all in all, spent about $5,000 on that whole deal. Other than, like I said, tows and this other stuff. So that was an expensive ordeal. It was, but I kind of feel like that was kind of our fault for trying to self-diagnose it. Being as I don't have any knowledge on diesel trucks. This is my first diesel truck, and my grandpa is not real up on the whole electronics thing. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming myself. I'm not blaming anybody. But, and then there's also the deal that you take it to a shop, they do exactly what we did, except for charge a whole lot more money. So, can't be too mad on that whole deal. I'm just happy that it's back. It starts, it drives, it's good. So since the breakdown, I have put 4,468 miles on this thing. So it's been pretty good since then. A little bit of death wobble. We're about to fix that. I got a hub growling. We're gonna fix that, like I said. And there's some other stuff in the breakdown that we did replace and that we did do that, it's just run-of-the-mill stuff. Changed the oil in it. We did a few other things, but $5,000 is what that cost. I had actually figured that up one day here at the house before everything was all said and done. And then I just added in what we spent after that time. So it was just at or right over $5,000. So, I mean, in that, you have, what, almost $7,000 on maintenance. So, I mean, you can't, like I said, you can't complain too much. I love this truck. Some people would say, oh, well, it's a 6.0, it's this, it's that, it's blah, blah, blah. Again, I absolutely love this truck. It's a 15-year-old truck. It's got 200 and almost 40,000 miles, so you can't really complain. Anyway, funny enough, I just got a call about my car's extended warranty. As I was just now talking about spending $5,000 on this thing. But, again, I can't complain too much. This truck has done a lot for me. I credit this truck with putting my YouTube where it's at now. And thank y'all for the growth on the channel. I really appreciate it. But again, I credit this truck with growing the channel, getting the channel to the monetization point that we're at currently, and so on and so forth. So $7,000 to fix this truck is a lot of money. It's almost what I paid for the truck. Paid $8,000 for it. But again, this truck has done a lot in the 2 years that I've owned it. So I love this truck. My grandpa absolutely loves this truck. When I bought this truck, of course, the whole deal of, can you afford a diesel? Can you Can you afford to maintain it? Can you do this? Can you do that? They're expensive to work on. They get bad fuel mileage. Diesel fuel is expensive, so on and so forth. And to be completely honest with you guys, I wouldn't have it any other way. Now, you see these numbers, and again, that other $750 for miscellaneous stuff. So you see these numbers right here, and you think that's a lot. And it is. I mean, I'm not saying that's, you know, that's not a drop in the bucket or anything, you know, especially for me. I'm not a rich guy. I'm self-employed, starting a business, do YouTube, all this stuff. So, I mean, $7,000, like I said, is a good deal of money. But, again, at the end of the day, you got to look at what this truck is capable of doing, what this truck has done for me. It's done a lot. So, you know, again, I can't complain. I absolutely love this thing. Still a daily driver. If I had to buy another truck right now, if you just said, here's X amount of money, go buy a truck, I would go buy another 6.0 without any hesitation, you know, or anything. So, again, this is a good bit of money. It really is. But, I mean, you can't complain too much. And in the world of diesel trucks, I mean, you can't buy a new one for that, most definitely. So, you know, again, it kind of is what it is in that sense. But, again, I absolutely love this thing. So anyway, guys, I guess this is going to be a wrap for this video. Again, you know, you can take it as you may, but the general maintenance stuff here, you know, the $1,800, right at $1,800, is really not too terribly bad. At the end of the day, for a 30,000 mile journey with a 15-year-old truck, can't complain too much. So anyway, guys, like I said, this is going to be a wrap for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please drop a like and comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope everybody has a great day.